Today's objective is interpret the meaning of idioms and euphemisms encountered in texts. Our focus today will be on euphemisms. An euphemism is the substitution of a mild and pleasant expression for a harsh and blunt one. An example would be, Uncle Frank's staying with us because he's between jobs, Carrie confided. By using our inferencing skills, we can understand that between jobs actually means jobless. So to reiterate, what are euphemisms? Euphemisms are words or expressions we use when we don't want to be too direct. Sensitive subjects can be talked about using euphemisms. Here's another example. It can sometimes be too direct to say, his grandmother died, so instead we say, his grandmother passed away. Here we can see that pass away is a euphemism for die. Although euphemisms are often used to be polite, they can also be very casual and humorous. For example, pushing up daisies is a slang euphemism for death. His grandmother is pushing up daisies. She's dead. Let's do a quick checking for understanding. The substitution of a mild and pleasant expression for a harsh and blunt one would be A, hyperbole, B, idiom, C, euphemism, D, simile. Choose your answer. Why do we use euphemisms? One reason that we use euphemisms would be to soften language. For example, the man was of humble origins. In other words, he was poor. But it sounds much better to say he was of humble origins than just to say he was poor. Another reason we use euphemisms would be to inflate or mislead. For example, the executive assistant made the phone call. Executive assistant is a euphemism for someone that is a secretary. Let's practice. What does this really mean? Ryan's dog Jojo went to the great doggy park in the sky. The euphemism would be great doggy park in the sky. When I look at the word sky, I think about heaven. So this euphemism actually means Jojo died. What does this really mean? I just need to powder my nose before we leave. The euphemism in this sentence is powder my nose. Press pause, write down your inference, and then press play when you are done. Powder my nose actually has to do with putting on makeup. And we think about the fact that when we put on makeup, we usually do that in the bathroom. So if a woman is in the company of a man, she might say powder my nose as a euphemism for going to the bathroom. What does this mean? I'm actually in between jobs at the moment. The euphemism in this sentence is in between jobs. Write down your inference on your sheet of paper and then click play when you are done. If you are in between jobs, that means you had a job, but you don't have another one yet. So in between jobs is actually a euphemism for jobless. Now it's time for some checking for understanding. I heard that Karen is in the family way again. That'll be her third. Karen is A, sick, B, divorced, C, married, D, pregnant. The euphemism in this sentence is In the family way. In the family way is a euphemism for D, pregnant. Next, checking for understanding question. She got the results back from the hospital. Bad news, she has the big C. What does she have? In this example, the euphemism is big C. The big C is a euphemism for cancer. Our next checking for understanding question. The new correctional facility will open next spring. What is going to open? The euphemism in this sentence is correctional facility. Correctional facility is a euphemism for prison. And our last checking for understanding question. Politicians often stretch the truth, especially during elections. What do they do? In this sentence, stretch the truth is our euphemism. Stretch the truth is a euphemism for lie. So in review, euphemisms are words or expressions that we use when we don't want to be too direct. Sensitive subjects can be talked about using euphemisms. To finish up this lesson, you will complete a euphemism mini project. You will create a mini project that will highlight various euphemism phrases. You may use the following apps: Keynote, Animoto, or Telegami. 1. Choose 4 different euphemisms. 2. Find 4 different pictures to associate with those euphemisms. Note, if you're using Telegami, you will have to create 4 different videos and combine using iMovie. Your final project should have the following items: title, student name, date, and period, the definition of euphemism, why do people even bother using euphemisms, 4 different euphemism phrases, 4 different euphemism pictures that connect with your 4 phrases, and a sentence or example using the euphemism. Good luck!